Hey everybody, back again, and today we're going to be taking some pieces of round bar and we're going to be making some candy canes or some shepherd's canes, depending on what you call them. These are going to be ornaments for the Christmas tree. This is going to be part of the Christmas season of forging that I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be making a lot of ornaments and a lot of decorations for the holiday season. They are all going to be available for purchase on my Etsy store. If you guys are beginner blacksmiths out there, I highly recommend you get a couple pieces of round bar and try doing this for yourself instead of buying them from me. They're pretty easy to make and they're a lot of fun. So let's get to the fire and show you guys how I make these. So for the beginning of this extremely simple build, we're just going to take our little bits of round bar and make them into square bar. You can start out with small square bar if you want to skip this step and make it even easier on yourself. But we're going to round up 3/4 of this little piece and then flip it around and round up the other quarter of this little piece. Now we'll head on over to the vise and we'll get these all twisted. You can do any kind of twist you want on these depending on how you want them to look, but for the sake of the video and since this is part of the beginner blacksmith series, I am going to just go ahead and do a very straightforward, simple 3 times around twist. This gives us a nice tight twist that's nice and uniform while leaving the top and bottom nice and straight. Back over at the anvil, we're going to put the final touch on this product, which is very simple and easy. It's basically a half scroll or a half bend to create that bend at the top of the candy cane. The easiest way to do this is either over the horn of your anvil to get a nice curve going and then just draw it back to you like a scroll, or you can also go over the edge of the anvil and do it that way. I find it's a little bit cleaner if you use the horn of your anvil, especially if your horn is a very round anvil. I'm just going to start from the beginning and do 2 more of these on camera just so you guys can see the whole process played out now that you know what we're doing. You will notice that I'm using a brass hammer here, and that is just so that way it doesn't mar my twists when I'm straightening everything out and getting all these little micro bends out of my material. You can also use a rawhide or a wood hammer for this. Just be aware if you use a rawhide mallet or a wood mallet that it will burn the surface of your hammer. Always make sure to brush off the scale and slag when you're done forging to get a nice clean look on your product. So that's how in just 3 easy steps you can make yourself some candy cane Christmas ornaments. If you aren't a blacksmith and you are looking to purchase some, I'll have them available on my Etsy store at etsy.com/shop/hookersblades. Until next time, God bless, stay sharp out there.